All right, guys, welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to look at these two 72-volt bikes. Have we gone too far? 72 volts? I don't know. I think we should have stuck at the 60 volts and, I think it was a good place to be at. But anyways, we're at 72 volts. I got these two bikes here. I got at least two, maybe three coming in. And let's take a look at these. We're just going to look at the differences. I love both these bikes, guys. I love the wired bike and I love the Escape bike here. So no favoritism here, just gonna give you the facts and then you guys can decide if you wanted one of these bikes, which one's for you. So let's get into it. All right, guys, we got the two bikes. We have to the left, we have the Escape Titan. And on the right, we have the wired Scout over there. These bikes are very, very similar. We're going to take a look at them and we'll start up in the front of the bike here. So we will start over here with the wired. We have the Cool Right tire on this thing. I want you to take a look at this bike here, the way these patterns are and all the way around on a tread here. And we're going to take a look at the Titan tire. So we got the same exact pattern, everything, but this tire is a Black Cat tire. So same tire, guys. So each bike has the same tire on it there. We have the RST guide on the front of this bike, and I do have knowledge that this is a fork that has been trail rated. So this is a mountain bike fork, and it is a rated fork. So that's a good thing there. We have a through axle on it. Over here on the Escape bike, we have a dual crown fork, which is very nice through axle on it. I don't know anything about this fork. So I have no idea whether it's brand name, whatever. It's a decent fork as far as I'm concerned. I've been riding with it and have not had any problems, but I don't know anything about it. We'll come over, take a look at the front of this bike. We'll see we've got a smaller light on this thing, but it's super bright, guys. This light is awesome. You got steel fenders on it, okay? So on this bike over here, you've got this big light up in the front. It's also an awesome light, and we've got directionals in this. So we do have directionals on the Escape. We do not have directionals on the wired bike. And again, steel fenders on that too, so we got steel fenders on each bike. The wired bike, unlike the Escape, is able to have a front basket on that. You can't have a basket when you have a dual crown fork, so there's the difference there. Wire management on this is a little bit different, and I kind of like this over just having this wire wrap here. But both of these are done very well on each bike. I have no complaints about the wire management. I'm just saying I kind of like this. That's nice. Now, this is super nice to have this very strong handlebar stem here. I was able to crank these down very tight with their 5 millimeters in here, but the bar is your, I think, 22 millimeters all the way through. So that's not quite as thick as this one over here, which is your 31 point something millimeter. But the neck on this has only little 4 millimeter nuts in this thing. So I'd be careful tightening this up. So we've got a little bit stronger bar, but then the neck, it fails in that aspect as to tightening it up. Neither bike I've had problems with. We have Gamma hydraulic brakes on this here. I've had no problems with either brakes. I did think that the Gamma brakes maybe weren't quite as good as the ones on this bike. This bike over here has the Tektros quad piston. We have the Gamma quad piston on this. We have 203 rotors on the front. We have 203 rotors on this one also. So as far as the brakes go, I think it's about even. I haven't had problems with either one. I do know that the wired bike, I tried locking up the rear wheel, just didn't want to seem to lock up, which, I mean, I know it's a lot of weight. We've got a lot of movement, but I was able to lock up the rear wheel on the Titan. But that's not an issue. It's a non-issue. Both have very good brakes, so no issues there. So we haven't had an issue with neither bike so far, except that we don't have directionals. We have a dual crown fork, but it's an unknown fork. do with what you want on that. As far as the lights go, same. So I'm thinking, you know, we're about even at this point here. We'll move around to the cockpit here. We've got your typical 7-speed index shifter here. We've got a half twist, quarter twist throttle on it. Very nice bar ends. We move over to the Titan. Again, we have a, you know, very nice grip. The quarter twist throttle, I mean, it's a little bit bigger here, but we also have the trigger shifter on this, which is a little bit upgrade. So there's a little upgrade to that. On this bike here, you've got this nice screen here. It's a very nice screen. Lots we can do with this. I'm very impressed with it. I'm very impressed with the one on the Titan too. We have this control center here for the screen and to operate the bike. Very nice. Again, nice bar end on it here as far as the grip goes. And we have a bell with it. So this one here, we have the Bafang screen, and there's a lot we can do with that too, guys. I added the bell. There was no bell on this bike, but we do have a horn and we do have directionals on this bike. We also have an on-off switch for the headlight, where the other one you have to press down on the positive key to get the light to turn on. Again, the bar end mirror here, and that's about it as far as the cockpit goes. We have a 20 amp hour battery in the front tube, and it's 72 volts. The Escape, we have a 20 amp hour battery in the front tube, and it is 72 volts. So I compared the two batteries together. For whatever reason, the battery on the Escape is larger. And I don't know why. And they both get the same amount of range, so I don't think there's any difference in the battery. The back battery on this, again, 15 amp hour, 72 volt. The one on this bike, 15 amp hour, 72 volts. And I got to tell you, I think they're the same battery. If you look at this thing, everything about it's the same cells and everything. So I really think they're the same batteries, guys. So don't know for sure, but I think they are. Rack on the bike here. This one here is a little bit different. I kind of like the fact that it carries through down into the axle. You could not do that with the wired bike because the brake on the other side over here is on the top, so it interferes with the rack, so they had to come up here, which leaves the battery hanging out a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but you know, we had problems with the mounts breaking off the older ones. They've gone a different route. They go through the frame on this, so I don't think it's a problem at all. The rack is rated pretty high too. We are at 55 kilograms on this one here. And this rack is rated for 25 kilograms. So this rack on this bike actually carries more. So the wired bike, the racks are different as far as how it carries, for whatever that's worth. You've got the seat on this thing here, which I already changed out to a different seat. I didn't find it that comfortable. You know, same thing on each bike here as far as the up and down goes, but the Escape did come with a DDK gel seat, and I don't need to change it out. It's very comfortable. You have no place to put a water bottle on this thing here, where on the Escape there was bottle boxes, so I could put a bottle holder on it. Both frames, by the way, guys, are super strong, super sturdy. Nothing to worry about on these frames at all. The wiring is internal in the frames. Awesome color on this wire too. The pedals, Welgo pedals. And we'll come over to this bike here and we have Welgo pedals. So same pedals on it, guys. We have a 56 tooth crank on this. We have a 56 tooth crank on this. But the one on this thing here has double the chain stays on it, which is nice, where this one only has one side on the chain stay. So wired's got the advantage on that. Your D&M shock in the middle here, we got a D&M shock here. So the shocks are the same on it, guys. Very beefy, guys. If you haven't seen this setup on the new bikes, very beefy. I know there was some problems with the old ones. This thing is rock solid, guys, for sure. Over here we have a very nice setup also. And it's all one piece here, where this one over here is made up of other pieces. Not that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just pointing it out. But it's super solid bracket, and I believe this is a super solid bracket also. The way the seats are on it, they both have about the same height as far as, you know, the person going on it, which is very nice. The swing arm in the back of this bike here is a two-piece swing arm. You have the bottom piece, you have the top piece, you have a pivot point here, and a pivot point there. On this one here, the swing arm is all one piece, guys. You've got the bottom here, which there's a pivot point on the bottom, there's a pivot point on the top, and you've got this piece here that holds the two together, which really makes for a nice diamond sturdy frame, I feel. But I don't think there's anything wrong with this one over here either. We've got a derailleur guard here. We've got a tourney derailleur on it, again 7-speed. We've got an 1132 tooth on that. I believe that's what it is. I don't know that for sure. This one here, we have a 1428 on this thing here. So I think a wired bike might have it on the gears a little bit better than the Titan does. So there's the difference there. But we do have a derailleur guard, but we have the Acera derailleur on this, which is a little bit of an upgrade. You know, whether it matters or not, nah, I find that it really doesn't matter. Both bikes have the controllers housed in the bottom, which is nice, so we don't have the controller hanging out on the outside of it. The bikes, like I said, I think as far as rideability, they're about the same. We've had the rear light on this, which has directionals in it. The rear light on this one here, which, guys, this thing is super bright at night, really sticks out. No problem with that light, but no directionals on it, guys. So you've got a 2,000 watt motor in this that peaks at, I don't remember what it peaks at, 5,000, whatever it is. It is a little bit faster than the Titan. We do have a Bafang motor on this. This is a 3,000 watt Bafang motor, but it only pushes 5,000 watts peak on it. So the peak wattage is the same or maybe a little bit higher on the wired, because they have some proprietary motor in this thing. They have an arrangement with Hang Tech on their motors. So it does get a little bit more oomph. It is a little bit more whiny. The Bafang is definitely a quieter motor, for whatever that's worth. I mean, it does sound like you're driving a George Jetson little jet over here, versus this one that kind of goes along pretty quiet. So I got videos out there, you can check out the two of them. But I did want to go over these bikes today and show you what the differences were in the two. So, you know, these two bikes are very close. Allscape is a new company. I mean, they've been around for a while, but no one's heard of them as far as getting into these power performance bikes. So Wired's been around doing power performance for a while. They definitely have a lot of units out there, so I think Wired is a very trusted company for sure. I know there was some question on it. I had no question in my mind that I was going to get my Wired bike, even though some people were running their mouth off that they weren't going to happen. I had faith in the company. The Escape bikes, guys, we're going to find out, you know, whether or not this company's here to stay. I believe they are. I know Joel pretty good. I've been dealing with Joel for over a year now. Very nice guy, guys. You can call him up anytime. I was told, Steve, you can call him up anytime too. I've tried to communicate with Steve a couple of times via email. Shame on me for not making a phone call. Maybe that's how he likes to communicate. But I have not got any response from Steve. I paid full price for this bike, guys. I have no affiliate links with them at all. So it doesn't benefit me at all to sell you this bike, other than I enjoy riding it. It's a great bike. Escape bike over here, this is the only one in the country, okay? This is a prototype bike. It's the first one. They sent it over here. It is a little bit hodgepodge together. You know, I noticed when I got the wrong motor on this. They actually had sent the motor for the 20-inch. They spoked it out with the 26. And Bafang, I had no torque in the bike, no low end. It wouldn't take off fast at all. It had pretty good high end, but low end wasn't there. So it was missing a winding in the motor for the 26-inch. They sent out the right wheel. I noticed that the brakes on it, we have Tektro brakes on it, but I had Gamma rotors on it. So there's Gamma rotors on this with Tektro brakes. Like I said, the production bikes will come correct. They'll come with the 3,000 watt motor. Everything will be just right in them. And it'll come with matching brakes, so on and so forth. But like I said, this is the first one in the country. So, I know there's a lot of speculation. Is this company here to stay? Is it because of people out there with videos saying that, pre-order bikes will never hit the United States? You can't trust these companies. Guys, I trust Escape. I trust Wired. I trust Magician also. Another bike that we're not talking about because I don't have one here and I don't have one on order. I may order one in the future. I do have another 72 volt bike coming in. I have the Bike Tricks Roadhawk coming in. That should be arriving probably not this week, but next week. So we'll have a chance to look at the Roadhawk. I don't think they're promising it to be anywhere as close to the speed that these things put out, but we'll find out. I also may have another 72 volt bike coming in, but I just wanted to show you guys these two bikes, and I know I had a lot of videos and people were like, wow, you're really talking down the Wired. I do not mean to talk down the Wired bike. It's an awesome bike, guys. I think these two bikes are pretty close in each other. One might have some disadvantages over the other, but I think they both kind of even out. So, guys, I think they're even. I'll tell you the truth. If you buy this Escape bike over here, I make some money on it. I don't make any money on the Wired. I also have a $175 code for this bike. And I'm not saying this because I want you to buy it, guys. I'm just telling you the differences, because when I'm on my rides and I'm talking about it, some of the Wired people, which I appreciate your supporting your brand, don't get me wrong, but I'm not putting down the bike. This bike is $200 cheaper shipped than this bike to start with. But Joel has to do that. He's not making a lot on these bikes because he's trying to get into the country with these bikes. And until we get some over here and they get trusted like the Wired bikes are, people are going to be skeptical about it. So he's dropped the price on them. They probably will go up in the future. Both are great bikes. Obviously, I'd like to see you buy the Escape, but I'm not putting down the Wired bike. I paid all the money. I have no affiliate links. I can't give you guys anything off, but it's a great bike. If this is what you want to buy, and it's a trusted brand, guys. So, all right, guys, wrapping up this video. I just wanted to, like I said, put this thing out there and clear up that I'm not really trying to put down Wired bike. I admire Wired bike. This is my second Wired bike, guys. The first one was my Freedom, and the Freedom was just too big for me. I have a 29-inch inseam, and that Freedom is way too big for a 29-inch inseam. This thing is perfect. It's a great riding bike, guys. If you're shorter with a smaller inseam like me, look how far I got that seat up, and I have a 29-inch inseam. So consider that. Both of these, you can't go wrong with either bike. If you buy the Wired bike, you guys happen to talk to Steve, tell him you bought it because you saw my video. I'd appreciate it. Maybe someday he'll call me up and say, hey, Gary, I want to give you a code for $50 off or whatever. But guys, again, thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on the way out if you would. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video today. And if you are interested in buying a bike or something, please check with my affiliate links. That helps the channel out greatly. Again, guys, hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you.